get back to work. I haven't watched any of the ones we've made from last night before going to bed and today, but I'll probably go watch it back and I'll watch them later, see where we're at. Psychologically trying to help the technology as far as helping people. Technology was invented by people, okay? And you have to be a faithful, intelligent, humble, wise person to be able to correct the genocidal fallacies of technology, okay? So you have to talk in a way that's, very much like human, And you don't sit there and go, X times PY squared circumference of, but you don't do that shit. Because that's not the way the life of Riley works, life of humans, right? Life of humans is very, when it's good, it's very intelligent and pragmatic, right? When it's bad, it's like, what the fuck is going on here? It's a code. It's a secret code. Son of a bitch. We suck again, right? Okay, so people, they had these videos that they recommended, these people, they saw the guy, it was horrible. These video footage people, the guy had a camera up on a thing and he's climbing up a rock face with the camera that had a drone or something above it. And he slips and he falls and he bounces off the rocks. Probably killed him. Okay. And you're sitting there watching it and it clicks on. It's like, oh my gosh, that's horrible. It's absolutely horrible to watch this happen to people. That they're trying to do things to attract attention to themselves. Because we're living these insane, over-the-top Andy Warhol wackadoodle lives. And these people are getting their precious life, this precious body. That, your parents, that's hard. Because there's a lot of people that will sexually reproduce. And then abandon the beautiful little kiddo. Okay. And then their lives become very meaningless, like the song Child of Clay by Jimmy Rogers, the tender loving care guy. And no, 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 And then he goes and he does all these things. No, I don't feel that way about my children at all. I was a very attentive, loving parent that always explained to my kids that I wanted more time with them and that the resources were limited. I was not willing to do what was necessary in this hell to get the amounts of money together to focus on my wife and kid and kids. Okay. I wasn't willing to do it professionally with athletics and other things, the things that I had the talents for. I wasn't willing to do that, to sacrifice my integrity, my sanity. Just wasn't willing to do it. Way different than the Vulcan character on the. Yeah, I always knew I was the guy to be the focal point of us living the ways of Jesus Christ and others. I always knew that from the time I was a kid. Okay. But I always knew that I had to do it the right way. And I did not know until I was in Cochise County after Amy was predicated on there horrifically by the military units and stuff. And we left and then came back. We went back. She came and picked up Natalie and took her back there. And things were really strange and uncomfortable there. So it was almost like Sophie's choice. It was either let Amy take Natalie and go off and do whatever she was going to do with the people at Fort Huachuca and take care of the other kids here. But that still wouldn't have worked out. She would have tried to get one more to balance out the economic imbalance because it was 4 children. Okay. And then do what she was going to do with the people at Fort Huachuca and then leave me to raise the other 2 kids here. But the hypocrites and assholes in this town are just as bad as they are in Cochise County, right? So I had to go back to protect Natalie and take all the other kids back into Cochise County. But there's no difference between Cochise County and Doña Ana County. It's the same assholes doing the same thing, right? They know. Trust me, they know. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. Assholes know they're assholes. They know they're selfish. But the thing is the ends always justifies the means. And if it wasn't for that asshole, I wouldn't be an asshole. That's the way of asshole, the way of asshole. Yeah, it's when you meet a boy that you fuck a lot, and you fuck around, and now he fucks you not. That's how they are, and they're weird. Okay. No, you the stories. Okay, I have met or dated people that dated a guy that had sex with her baby daddy and his cousin at the same time. And then talk about this relationship that would have been really good if it could have worked. It's like, okay, it never worked to begin with. Met people in the military, okay, that hooked up at orgies in the, straight out of Compton, when they're all in the hotel room having sex and stuff like that. I've met people in the military that got married. That's how they met. That's how I met your mother, right? Like, yeah, okay. So, okay. Amy used to show me videos of where she hung out with her bisexual, homosexual friends, and they would go to parties and they would take a drink and have an ice cube and make out and pass it around. And I was sitting there watching it and okay, no. Just like, what? Because she was Snoop Dogg, or NWA, Howard Stern, 2 Live Crew raced, right? And me is like, no, stop, don't, hell, fuck, no. I was raised BRLFQ spells mom and dad. Well, that ain't too bad. Well, that's my boy. You can have your TV, Oh, we could be on a desert, lost without a place to go. But we're so in love with each other. See, that's how I was raised. Today I saw somebody who looked just like you. She walked like you do. I thought it was you. As she turned the corner, I called it, I just can't go on living life as I do, comparing each girl to you. No, they just won't do. They're not you. See, I grew up like that, but I don't stay that way. Cause my go-tos, Teddy Pendergrass's Don't Hurt Now, Jeffrey Isaacs, Front Door, and Once Ago, right? I wish you good luck and goodbye, I'll see you around sometime. It's time you should be wise, yeah, and take off your love disguise, right? I gave her back the key to her front door, cause it seemed that she didn't care about me anymore. I gave her all the love I had and she spilled it. So I packed my clothes in a shopping bag and I don't want to be lonely tonight. I mean it. Yes, I mean it. Don't want to be lonely, but I'd rather be too lonely than to live a dirty lie, right? That's what I grew up on. I grew up on, if you really want me to, I'll go. I need you more than you know. Oh, you ask me to do anything but go. I can't hardly talk, afraid I'll cry. When you're a grown man, yes, you are, and you think you can understand, yes, you can, that they didn't mean you no good. Unless you do everything I want, I won't give you pleasure. I can get pleasure someone else with people that want me to do things I don't want to do. Right? And everybody's, that's not true. Look at you now. It gives me great pleasure to be faithful and stand up for children to live free from debt and trespass and your disgusting perversion. It gives me great pleasure to be myself. Okay? I have been tortured horrifically by the worst perverts in the history of the planet. Okay? Just ask William Jefferson, ask Clinton, motherfucker. Ask Barack Hussein Obama, motherfucker. Ask George Walker Bush, motherfucker. Okay. Ask Donald John Trump, motherfucker. Okay. Ask him. Ask him, right? I am honored, okay, to get up and do the right thing because I love your children more than you love your children. I love your wife more than you love your wife. And unfortunately for us, I love their husbands more than the wives love the husbands. Because a woman, I'm the sword. I'm here to turn father against, you know what I'm saying? If a woman loves a man, she should turn around and say, you should be exactly like him. Neither one of us should accept anything less for our children, right? Malia and Sasha deserve nothing less than the devotion to wedding vows and faithful love. I'll never do anything selfish to hurt you. And if I ever leave you, it's because of what selfish people do, right? If ever I would leave you, it would not be in summer. No, I would leave Guinevere so fucking fast. Screw around when my husband's not around with me. One of us here loves Arthur, and it sure the hell ain't you. Okay. That's so gay. It's not gay at all. I take wedding vows very seriously. I take wedding vows more seriously than assholes that say they have legal marriage for forgotten words and funds and ink stains that are dried upon some line. So you can get some dystopia and fuck each other to death and call it a match made in heaven, right? You can lick each other's coochies till your kidneys fall out and call it a match made in heaven because you got health care so they didn't have to pass on the hospital cost to your kids. I'm a progressive Democrat, right? If you really want me to, I'll go. It's not that I want to, but I'll go. If you found somebody who can love you more than me, you can't. Okay. I love you more. I love you more than you know. Ask me to do anything but go. Life's eternal and grace is infinite. I ain't going nowhere. Like the little two ladies, they were cute. It was funny because the one lady that was Jewish with the German lady, I thought the German lady was jealous of me, because we talk and stuff. And then when I wrote down the parable of Juan and Jesus and gave it to the Jewish lady, and the German lady read it, okay, they came back the next day to the store, right? And the little German lady was sitting there going, it's you, it's you, it's you. You're here, you're back, it's you. She was saying, you're the Messiah. Okay. They took me out into the parking lot and they both held on to me. And the German lady, who I thought was jealous of me because when the conversations I had with the Jewish lady, because she was a Jewish girl that was saved from the Holocaust, they went together to get away to England and ended up in the United States. Okay. They were sweethearts. Okay. But the one lady always acted jealous when we would talk. And I was I'm not trying to make her jealous. I was talking about stuff. So when I finished writing the book, I said, here's this book that I was supposed to write my whole life. And I wanted to give you a copy. And she read it. And the other little girl, the little German lady, she devoured it. The parable of Juan and Jesus, the one I read out loud on Facebook. And it's you. You're here. And I said, well, I'll be back in 1,000 years, because they both grabbed onto me and started hugging me and said, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Here's to you and me, la 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 la, Zorro's back, right? You're like, you're not going anywhere, mister. Okay. The way of you and the love of you and the restoration of the Gospels, it's going to stay with us for the next 1,000 years and all the way beyond, till the end of time on planet Earth, and even possibly beyond, right? It says so in your book. The story of my life, right? Then as I sit and I watch these videos that you guys make for money to draw attention to yourself on YouTube, one thing that I have appreciated about the kids at Google and about my connection with Dimas and Jeff and Jeff with a J and Jeff with a G, right? is they're desire to live lives free from abusive people, selfish, aggressive, abusive people, Epstein Files type people. Okay. You can't be free from any of that stuff. You have involvement in it. It's involved in you. That's what they use to trap everybody. I think Jeff Hinton, to his core, is a good kid. He wants to be a good kid. He doesn't want to be misunderstood. He doesn't want to be made fun of. He doesn't want to be bullied and abused. He wants his intelligence to be regarded and respected. And he wants that intelligence to be used to keep people from being abused by people that don't regard and respect. Okay, that's Jeff Hinton in a nutshell. Okay, Dimas was raised by people with traditional moral values that respect privacy, dignity, and of course respect, privacy and dignity, and the virtue of truthful people that can have meaningful relationships with each other without trying to destroy each other through their egotistical perspective or expression. Okay, Dimas is a very grounded fellow from people that are, have Al-Ghazali type values to their life, that want to live in that manner. The old women wailing at the whales. Okay, he comes from those type of folk. Okay, and Jeff comes from hardworking, pioneer, just want to come to town and survive. The man who doesn't want to have to shoot Liberty Valance, right? He comes from my kind of people. Okay. The man that can avoid ambition and success because the courage of his humility transcends his physical existence is exceedingly rare. Okay. He's an exceedingly rare individual and human being. They have prophecies about their lives. They have stories and books about their lives. They have mega mogul corporations that are erected to fuck us all in the mind with the stories of their lives. So you too can be, they had some of those YouTube videos, and God and Jesus talking in the clouds in heaven. And you're like, oh, son of a fucking bitch. Seriously? And people believe this shit? The fuck? No. It clearly states in the Bible and in rabbinic tradition of what's perceived as rabbinic religion that heaven and hell are active states of being. Okay? That heaven is living the eternal faith of the righteous, and that hell is being denied that faith through the oppression and the abuse of the selfish. Okay? It's heaven, Wallitz doesn't explain it on The Big Bang Theory, and neither does the guy that Sheldon that tries to get them to move the Holy Land to Mexico. Or they don't sit there and explain it to you. No, they act like you're too stupid to get it. Really. I'm too stupid to understand relative and active states of being of good, bad, right, wrong, truth, lie, human invention, as opposed to the beauty of creation that transcends the delusions of power and authority of delusions of grandeur. I'm too stupid to get it. I'm not turtly enough for the Turtle Club. I'm a Gentile, and Gentiles just don't get it. I'm not one of God's chosen people. The chosen race just keeps on. But don't give a damn, no. Babylon is falling. It was foolish to build it on the sand. Right? So, egomaniacs always think that their ego is the only salvation for everybody else's ego problems. Right? And how many people do you meet, okay, that want to save you from their imagination with their imagination? Willy Wonka and the Oompa Loompas, right? Oz. Return to Oz. Go back to Oz. Retreat from Gettysburg. Retreat from Oz. Retreat from Oompa Land. Right? The everlasting gobstopper will solve your problems. Right? They're always trying to save you from their imagination with their imagination. And then they say, you're the same way. Apply the physics of the Lord's Prayer. That's not based on imagination. That's based on applicable physics of logic and reason. Okay? I am not using my imagination to save anybody from my imagination. Asshole. Okay. Shit. Yeah, I said it. Fuck you. Okay. Because that's all you do. You front and lie. You Jay from the Fugees album, right? Shit. Okay. No, I'm not going to lose my finger in any battle. Fuck that shit. Okay. Stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Stop being illegit. There you go. Damn, they can be taught. I don't think it's taught. I think you just have to be humble enough to understand that you're an asshole. You've probably been related to assholes that have been assholes for 10,000 years. And it's time to let it go. Better than the credit card commercial. Let it go. You don't want your money. You want freedom from your imagination. Saving yourself and others with your imagination. Oompa Loompa Land. Using my imagination. Right? Veruca Salt, Augustus Floop, Violet Beauregard, Mike TV. Assholes. Okay? Those kids are assholes. And so are you. What's the problem? The mother and the father. Oompa Loompa, Loompa-dee-doo. If you're wise, this is what you will do. You'll accept the perfection of the Lord's Prayer so you don't have to defecate in your underwear. Oh, and have them discreetly sent to you. And yes, either by UPS or FedEx. White or brown, don't matter. Just end all the philanthropy. Share, care, given accordance to need, built to last. Advertising, gone. Picking up trash from a box on the corner delivered by a man who could be loving his wife and kids instead of sending trash to your box. Gone. It's amazing. It's astounding, but it's no bullshit, right? No getting your knuckles cracked by a mean nun driving a school bus in Los Angeles, right? In a bus driven by a nun. Guy talked about driving in LA and getting passed by a school bus, driven by a nun with kids all flipping him off. That's driving in LA. That's funny shit. So then you get to the turn arrow thing, and you have to go because everybody forces you to go, and you sit there and you go and you're going, and I'm not gonna make it. And then you look in your rearview mirror, and there's a bus right behind you, driven by a nun. That shit was funny. It was very funny. A bus driven by a nun. Yeah, I got flipped off by a bunch of kids in a bus driven by a nun driving around in LA. What's it like? It's worse in Houston. Oh, God. In LA, it's like, get the fuck out of the way. In Houston, they're like water moccasins. You get on the freeway, it's like they're hunting you. I'm going to knock you off the road. What's this, Mad Max and shit? Fuck. Texas, you have no duty to retreat. God damn. Yeah. It's like they hunt you to hit you. Okay. In Phoenix and LA, it's get the fuck out of the way. In Texas, it's like, which one of these motherfuckers do I want to hit? Okay. Bam, get out of the way. I got no fault insurance. I own an oil field. Okay. That's driving in Texas. In Houston, oh God. Man, in Houston, I just got the Penske, hit the center lane when we were hydroplaning and said, and just dared everybody, get in my way because I ain't going to try to stop and avoid it. I'm just going to hit you and launch you flying to the next person. I know how they drive in Texas. Steffi's like, Earl, we're going to get there. Mister, they just brought a knife to a gunfight. It was funny. But Steffi's like, what? I know how these people drive. I've driven in Texas before. I know how they drive, especially East Texas. Hell yeah. She was laughing at me. Oh, she wasn't scared. No. She got scared when we went through Asheville and all this stuff. We're hydroplaning down the freeway from Lafayette to Houston through Beaumont. And she was not scared at all. And I was like, Steffi, what are you doing? She went on the back mattress in the back with Pat in the back of the Penske with all stuff. I was like, hey, neither one of you buckled in. She was fine. It's going to be okay. I was like, girl, You got more trust in me than I do. This is Houston. These people drive like water moccasins. I know. She didn't want to watch it because it would have stressed her out. And just so she grabbed Patrick, put him on the baby mattress. They both laid onto it. She snuggled him and said, "We'll get there." She was right. Wow. Don't pair me, prayer don't work. I was like expecting Steffi to freak, but it was coming down in sheets and it was, we were hydroplaning for sure. As we could pull over and just, I ain't pulling over through here and stuff, Louisiana and Texas. No, just get us there. Like what she did when we left Montgomery, when the woman got sexually assaulted in the janitor's closet. And so, and I was like, but I haven't slept. We'll get there. She just knew. And she got upset. She got upset at Shelby and Trisha because they took us to a barbecue to show Patrick off. And they were drinking and getting high. And I asked them if I could drive back, and they wouldn't let us. We sat in the back seat, and I said, "We ain't doing this again, Steffi." She goes, "I know." Yeah. It was a lot like Tara with Jesse and Alvin. Oh, they were good people. They just had their moments. Everybody has a bad moment or two, but not everybody's the Messiah. Mr. Perfect. My face is perfect, and my communications are perfect, and so I make a lot better decisions than 99% of the population, which I'm doing right now. If you don't believe that, go vote for president and then ask to see the videotapes and the written word about his dysfunctional sex life and then talk about it for millions of dollars on TV. Okay.